And welcome back to Reactioncast. It's your host Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, here to give you another movie review. This time around, we're going to be talking about The Black Phone, a Blumhouse production, directed by Scott Dickerson, and it was written by Dickerson himself and C. Robert Cargill. Actually, these two individuals, if you know their names, were actually two people who worked, and I believe Dickerson directed Doctor Strange 2 and also helped write with Cargill the script for Doctor Strange 2, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, these two individuals worked on this kind of, like, it's an adaptation of a short story by the same name. That short story was written by Joe Hill back in 2004, so it got adapted into The Black Phone. And to put it simply, I do apologize there. It's a very interesting supernatural horror. Like, that's what you get from the trailers, and the main people you should be like really paying attention to are Mason Thames, who plays Finn, and Ethan Hawke, who plays the Grabber. These two are like the main focus of the entire film, in which a serial child abductor named the Grabber is prowling the streets of the Denver suburbs. This film time frame takes place in the mid-70s, so you get that old feel. It was like really the way the film is like done, it's like has this nice old filter to it, so some of the shots are really well done, and it's like a simple tale of, like, you have Finn and Gwen, these two siblings growing up back in the day. You have your kind of tropey, like, alcoholic father, mother that passed away. You get these like simple tropes, but like I said, you're focusing mostly on Finn, the Grabber, and actually his sister. Like I said, this is an interesting not psychological. It has a little bit of psychological feel to it, a psychological horror to it, but the supernatural horror, where I was trying to figure out how this film was going to portray it. So you have this kidnapper known as the Grabber, played by Ethan Hawke, and he does a very good job just being menacing, being like foreboding. Just some of his like visual acting, like his body acting, is like really good. It's just like intense, and it's like really good. I enjoyed the works of Mason, and I think the name who played Gwen was Madeline McGraw, I think. Let me double check there. But yeah, so yeah, you got a kidnapper, and like once Finn gets kidnapped, you have to find out, you like what happens after that. It's the mid-50s, like, you don't have the tech so much to kind of do so much searching. You can only go house to house and things like that. Then that's where you get the supernatural part. So Finn gets dropped off in this cellar with a mattress on the floor and basically an empty room, and the only other thing is a busted black phone. So I'm like, okay, this is where we're going. So from what the trailers portray and what you kind of see throughout the film is Finn basically gets assistance from some of the ghosts of the past kidnappees to figure out a way to escape. On a side story, this is where it got a little weird, is where Gwen has they never clarify, but like supernatural or premonitional abilities. So like she was kind of getting like hints of this, but it's never really like fully utilized. The plot never like fully utilizes some of these points, and by that I mean they never clarify anything. I think that's the best way I can explain it. Like at the end of the day, the film is a like one and done kind of thing. Like you go there, Finn gets kidnapped, tries to escape, and things happen. Ghosts try to help him, and you know it's up to him to see if he can get out or not. And his sister's assistance, sister's assistance, say that 3 times fast, and try to basically make it out alive before he gets murdered like the rest by the grabber. And there, like I said, there's some interesting plots, some good interesting ways they play with flashbacks here and there, really utilizing a lot of plot points. But it's like the overall like lore of some of the things that are happening, you never really get a lot of confirmation about a couple things. So it's like, so why was that happening? So nothing else? Okay. So there's never like a full, like I would say full understanding to the plot. I would say, like it's simple one. It's a simple one. You don't really have to think too hard, but it gets to you. There's a lot of sign of, for sure, child abuse. So heads up on that. If that triggers you, there's a lot of like bullying, things like that. So yeah, those would say are the 2 non-supernatural horrors that are faced in these things of just like portraying things, and they do a good job. There's a lot of scenes like, whoa, that's intense, and they do a good job. It showcases a lot in there. For the most part, there's nothing else really. Like I said, there's like a lot of really good shots. The set pieces, they don't have a lot of set pieces, but what they use and utilize really good. And the acting was pretty decently standard. I've never seen, or I probably never really looked into, like everyone knows Ethan Hawke, but Mason Thames, what had he done before? The Black Phone, Boys of Summer. What is that? Don't know. Is it coming out this year? Yeah, I think it's coming out this year. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is officially the first time I've seen him in something, and I think he did a good job playing this kid. Like you really saw fear, ingenuity, and stuff like that. And then for Madeline McGraw. I think her acting was really good. Like it was really like, oh shit, stuff like that's happening. What was has she been in anything else? Might have, from what I'm looking at, she might have voiced stuff in the Mitchells and the Machines, Ant-Man and Wasp. Was she in Ant-Man and Wasp? Cast. Was she the little girl? No. Oh, she was Little Hope. Okay, interesting. I didn't know that. Anyways, but yeah, her performance was good too. Like there were some other sub characters, but for the most part, those are the 3. It was just a fun, freaky film. There's a lot of like the horror side of it. It was like some good jump scares, some good good plot points. I was like, oh, all right, this is where we're heading. And a lot of MacGyvering, I'll be honest. Like that's so good. I just like, okay, you do you. But yeah, that's my thoughts for the Black Phone. I'm gonna give this one a solid 7 out of 10. Yeah, solid 7 out of 10. It was a good movie. There was like a few things that I just felt a little off. Just kind of, it just felt there, but it wasn't bad. Like it's a good movie just to sit down and just watch. And I'm glad Universal picked it up.
And look at that shit.
Exactly, phone. I'm glad Universal picked it up to make a theatrical release of this, because apparently this film came out. I remember hearing about this film back in 2021, but it was only released in the Fantastic Festival, and that's down held in, like, I think it's held down in Texas somewhere. And it's when these like small independent films like finally get some like push and stuff like that. I'm glad that they got the push to get a theatrical release this time around, because yeah, it's a really good like horror film in my opinion. Like I said, there's a few things that could have been added just to kind of like add a little bit more, but nothing more than that if you just want a simple good film. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought about the movie. Did you want more? Did you want less? Leave a comment if you're watching this on YouTube, or post on Twitter or Instagram when I post this one. Until next time, see ya. See ya. See ya. See ya.